Hello world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to RoboThought Zero to Hero series C programming or coding in Arduino Mega. Guys, we are on lesson number 11 Arduino C relational operators. So, we are going to learn about relational operators in C programming using Arduino Mega. Alright. So what is a relational operators? So basically these are the test the relationship between values, two different values, right? For example, if you ask me a question, is the number 7 greater than number 5, right? So it is obviously it is true. So is the value that a variable holds less than 10? Yes, it is true again, right? So the result of a comparison of two different values by a relational operator will either be a true or a false, right? You need to keep this in mind. It's very important. As we proceed further, more and more details into the C programming, these logics will apply time and again, right? So for example, if the value contained in a variable is equal to 8, and then the answer will be either true that holds the value 8 or false if it does not hold the value 8, right? So basically in any programming language, true represented by the value 1 and false is always represented by a value 0, all right? So similarly we have excuse me, we have multiple such relational operators like greater than, the greater than symbol, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, some all those kind of mix and combinations. You can play around with the operator and the numerical values when you do the coding. So let's take a look and do some basic coding on Arduino Mega, and I will run you through practically hands-on. Alright guys, so let's keep going. So I am going to open up my Arduino IDE, and this is where I am. So let's do some coding. Let's say, I hope you guys can see the screen. All right, so let's do some basic operator setup here, and I'll show you how these logic works. All right, so we are on void setup, right? So we got to be using this for one time setup. So how do we do that? Let me just remove this, and let's say int a equals to 2. I'm just putting some number, right? Then int b equals to 3 semicolon. Make sure to follow the semicolon and syntaxes, guys, or else this is not going to work, right? Okay, now let's say serial dot begin. Okay, serial dot begin, and the baud rate of 9600. Okay, and then let's say serial dot print, and now let me print an output. Say is a greater than b. Let's ask a question mark and a double quote, and then you need to close the parenthesis, and do not forget ending with semicolon. All right, and then serial dot print ln, that is the line you are going to print. Say a is greater than b. All right, and a semicolon. Similar way, let's take another example. Say serial dot print double quote, say is a less than 25. Let's ask a question and close with a double quote, and then you need to close the parenthesis and a semicolon. All right. Now let's print serial dot print ln, and then let's say a is less than 25. Okay, and then put a semicolon. All right. Now let's take another example. Say serial dot print double quote is a greater than greater than or equal to, so this is another relational operator, right? Greater than or equal to b question mark. Let's close the double quote and then the semicolon. Okay, now let's print serial dot print ln, serial dot print ln, say a is greater than or equal to, right? This is the symbol you will be using, greater than or equal to b, and then with a semicolon. Now let's take another example, say a equals to 3, semicolon, say serial dot print and let me say is a greater than or equal to b. Okay, and close it with a double quote, close the parenthesis, and then a semicolon. All right, and then serial dot print ln. Now let's say a is equal to greater than or equal to b. Okay, and close the parenthesis. Now let's take another variable, say a equals to 4 semicolon serial dot print with a double quote. Guys, these syntaxes are very important, so you got to follow this. Okay, serial dot print is greater, what's happening, it's greater than or equal to b, and then close the quote, end with a semicolon, and let's print serial dot print ln. Say a is equal to a is greater than or equal to b. Okay, and a semicolon. Now let's take another relational operator. Let me show you. Say serial dot print is a equal to b. Let's add the question mark and then a double quote and end with alright, and then serial dot print ln. Now let us say I am going to show you another relational operator, that is equal to double equal to b, right, like that, and then a semicolon. Okay, now let us say b equals to 4, like this. Okay, and then serial dot print is a equal to b question mark and a double quote and to close the parenthesis, and then we got to end with a semicolon. B equals to 4, and then is a equal to b, we are asking a question, and then let's say serial dot print ln. Okay, so a equal to b, right? That is how we call in for, ending with a semicolon. Now let's see if how many mistakes have we done. I hope this works, guys. So let's just give a trial. So I'm going to load this. First let us compile it. Always the best practice is to compile it before you load it into your Arduino, guys. So the program is getting compiled, done compiling, and now I am going to upload. So there is no error, which is a good thing. Right, done uploading. Let me open the serial monitor on the right hand side. Boom, there you go. I think we are getting a pretty good. Let me just share the serial monitor, and then you can visualize what I am seeing on the serial monitor. Is a greater than b? It says 0, that means no. Is a less than 25? It says 1, yes, that means yes, it is true. And the following statement. So guys, this is how the the operators, different types of relational operators work. So I hope you understand it. It's a pretty simple and straightforward. So the reason I'm showing you this is for you to understand how logically you can do programming, right? It's very important you understand each and every relational operators, and when we get into more advanced stuff, start building, connecting sensors and motors and stuff like that, all this stuff will come into picture. So these are very basics. Your basics should be really strong. You got to understand this, practically do this and understand the concept. Alright guys, that's it for this lesson. I am going to be back soon in the next video. The next following video is going to be pretty interesting stuff. I am going to get into more and more advanced things. Alright guys, until then, bye bye, see you.